welcome to Holistic Growth. My name's Luke McLean. Nearly 5 years ago now, I was super lucky to be inducted, or the opportunity to do what's called an eco psychology course. It ran for about 2 years. And eco psychology, the course that I did, really looked at some key things that make up a flourishing or a thriving ecosystem. And this idea that not just an ecosystem in nature, but we learned a lot from nature, but an ecosystem within ourselves, within our teams, within our thoughts. Everything's an ecosystem. And it's anything that we give energy to that's living is an ecosystem. So, ants, a group of ants, it's got its own ecosystem. Birds have their own ecosystem, and then there's a greater ecosystem that connects all that together. And I really love that, and it really resonated with me so much. And then I did that, and I worked with teams and people on how do you create your own healthy and flourishing personal ecosystem. And the principles around eco psychology, the work that I did, was that the first principle was around energy, and that every ecosystem has energy. Now, not every ecosystem is healthy. So some of these ecosystems that we have, especially in society, have a really negative, toxic energy, which makes for a toxic ecosystem. But it's an ecosystem nonetheless, and it has energy nonetheless. So when we talk about our personal ecosystem, within ourselves, the energy, one of the key ingredients of energy that we bring in is the information that we consume, is our self-talk that we give ourselves, or our relationships, but even them, they come from an external ecosystem. And a lot of this stuff we've got control of, but understanding and again reframing the quality of the energy that's within us. So within what we take in, what we eat, how we move is all energy within our inner ecosystem. And healthy ecosystems need really good energy. Great ecosystems in terms of rainforests have got an abundance of rain with sunshine, with the right weather. The right weather's the right energy to create the right things to grow. Communities have the right amount of support. Family networks have the right people within them, which is the energy, and the right environments and the right infrastructure, which is the energy to make it work. And we're no different. The second thing, we need, or really good ecosystems have, whether they're nature-based ecosystems or societal ecosystems, is diversity. The difference between a cornfield and a rainforest is diversity. This idea of wanting and welcoming diversity of people, of thoughts, of ideas, of food, of exercise. When we want to grow, when we want to change, when we want to transform, we need diversity in our lives. And when we're in a relationship with ourselves, we need diversity in terms of what we eat, in terms of what we're going to read, the people we're going to hang around, our career. The more diversity we get, the more growth we get, the more experience we get. And I mean healthy diversity, not unhealthy diversity. The third one around it is the idea around change. Everything's in a state of change. Ecosystems are always changing. We're always changing. And our relationship to change is what makes us grow. And when we can build a really healthy relationship to change and not resist change, but grow from change, look for change as opportunity, we reframe that. Some people really struggle with change, and I think we need to get really great at it and look for it. When we don't need unnecessary change, not doing it just for the sake of it, just like we don't need unnecessary diversity, but having the self-awareness of the quality of energy that's needed for the ecosystem will help with that. Great ecosystems have great connection, and that's the fourth one. Everything is connected, nothing grows in isolation. So the really good ecosystems know the importance of relationships, and they know the importance of connection, whether that's the canopy of trees are connected to the fungi on the bottom, and they work together. They know that they need each other. The birds know they need the trees know they need the birds. Everything is connected. society and good families know the importance of connection, the quality of connection, and that's critical for our well-being. So again, reflecting and understanding your connections, your relationships, and looking to really promote and put the energy into the ones that you need to be at your best, but also understanding the toxic and the parasitic connections that we have in our lives and looking at how do we let them go. And the last one is waste. Every ecosystem has waste. Nature has waste. Things die, trees fall down, and we're always going to have waste in our lives. That's the death and rebirth understanding. And it's not about the waste. It's how do we compost that waste? How do we compost stuff that happens, experiences and things and setbacks. It's not, the setbacks aren't the problem. It's how do we compost and get rid of those? And, humans, with plastics and stuff, we're the only animal on the planet that's created waste that can't be broken down, that can't be composted. And when I work with people, and especially teams, I look at where's the waste? Where do you have waste in your life? And waste might be around a relationship that's toxic that people haven't brought up on the surface, hadn't had a good conversation and found common ground. Waste might be something that we've got a belief or something that's not serving us anymore, but we haven't done the work to let it go properly. So within ourselves, we've got waste that we need to compost, that we need to give attention to break it down and let it go, or else it continues to show up in some way. So that's what eco-psychology is. That's what you could do as a focus for your ecosystem. Your personal ecosystem is look at your energy, look at diversity, look at change, look at your connections, and look at your waste. And then look at that as almost a framework or a foundation on how you could build your personal flourishing ecosystem. So I hope that makes sense. If you ever wanted to work on that further, that's a lot of the work that I do as a coach. But I just wanted to give you a framework of what eco coaching looks like. Take care. We'll talk.